All right, it is gonna live stream to women in business.
Oh,
And
nice.
it's not. It's not. Because Cassandra gonna fuss that because the page is private. So we'll go to my timeline. All right, so it's live streaming and recording. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Good evening, everybody. I'm Candy Martin. I'm just the facilitator for today. I am not the instructor. Yay, I get to sit back and take notes as well. And that's what I'll be doing tonight. We are, and when I say we, it's the AK Legacy Foundation. We are, a part of our outreach effort is to make sure that we educate our community on financial literacy, business development, and also doing so, we do disaster relief. So if you want more information, you can go to our website, aklegacyfoundation.org. And I'm gonna also tell you really, really quick, so I can get out of the way, a little bit about Women in Business. Women in Business is an organization part of, with a department, a part of the AK Legacy Foundation, where we do all that we can to make sure that women are thriving in their businesses. But tonight, we are going to learn about personal finance. And oftentimes we are taking care of our business, we're taking care of everybody else's business, and we negate our very own personal finance. Now, this is not just for people who may be struggling in finances or have credit challenges. This is for people who have an 850 credit score. You can have $1 million in the bank. This class is still for you. And so if you know anybody that may be in need of information or just to get educated on some of the latest things, please share, like, comment, get involved. Now, this will be the only live stream to Facebook and that we'll do in this series. It's 4 parts to it, and I'll let our instructor tell us a little bit more about, what we're going to do going forward. But we just wanted to get the information out there tonight so that you all will be well aware of what we're doing with the Women in Business through the AK Legacy Foundation. So we want everyone to register. You will have to register for each section. And like I said, I'll let the instructor tell you more about that. But on tonight, we're going to start with budgeting. And toward the end, before we do the Q&A, we'll stop the recording and we'll stop the live stream so that those that are joining us on Zoom can get more direct questions answered with having some privacy. So I'm going to introduce our facilitator. Well, I'm the facilitator. I'm going to introduce our instructor. I'm not used to being a facilitator. I am the facilitator for tonight. And so the teacher is going to be learning tonight. And so our teacher instructor for tonight, literally teacher instructor, because she is a full-time teacher, but she is also an owner of financial planning services, Ms. Leah Hall. And she is very concerned, and she is very thoughtful of others and making sure that not only she has the best information, but that she shares it with others through her business, RiseNShine. And so I'm gonna let Ms. Leah Hall come and take it over from here. I'll come back toward the end to make sure that we end the live stream and that the recording stops so that we can get more personal with any questions that someone may have. So Ms. Leah, thank you for joining us tonight. And you're all the way from Florida, so you're an hour ahead of us. So we truly thank you for taking the time to, to kind of be with us after hours, so to speak. So welcome.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Candy, and inviting me to speak to Women in Business. I will say that Women in Business has changed my life because of the person and character of Candy Martin. She is one of the most genuine people you will find who truly wants to help us prosper. Not just herself, but she's kingdom minded. And that has blessed my heart to be part of an association that uplifts women and not tear them down, who brings quality information to the things that we need now, not later, not, after we've already made a million mistakes. So in that same vein and venue, we were brainstorming about what are some of the things that we want to do with the AK Legacy Foundation in the area of financial services. So in education. So tonight we're just sharing our heart on personal finance with a series of You're Worth It. Ladies, we are worth investing in. We are worth our time. As Candy said, we give, but then when do we self-care? And as I like to call it, wealth care. We may be looking at the Joneses or someone else, and we say, well, my money don't work like that. The way my bank account is set up, but if you care and take care of yourself, then you can become wealthy. Guys, it's Black History Month, and I know that it's important for us to close the wealth gap. There is a disparity between the poor and the rich. It is a huge gap. And believe me, it is about information and education. When you know better, you can do better. So I'll get off my soapbox and I'll just say that the next classes are, tonight is about goal-based budgeting, because when you come from a place of values and goals and what's important to you, you're more likely to stick to your budget versus just budgeting for budgeting's sake. So we're going to talk about our goals first, and then we're going to put it to the numbers. Our next class is next Thursday, sorry. Because Monday is Valentine's Day, my anniversary.
And congratulations, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Valentine's Day for everyone else. And so next Thursday the 17th, we're going to talk about wealth care, self-care, which is debt and cash flow. So, even if you're not in debt, debt is not always bad. You can use debt for the positive, but it has to be good debt. And then also, how do we increase your cash flow? If you currently don't make enough money, we'll have some ideas of what you can do, not just what's out there pie in the sky, but what are some tangible things that you may be able to do, and we'll help you brainstorm on how to increase your cash flow and have several streams of income. And then on the 21st, we're going to talk about investing. Now, that's a hot topic, and we're going to do all things investing. Talk about, about how to get started, where to get started, the different types of investing, and all those things. And then on March 3rd, we're going to end with wills and trust. And if you do not have a will, you need a will. And I'm not saying wait till March 3rd, by no means. If you know you need a will right now, please contact Candy. She does offer that service in her practice as well. So set an appointment with her and just get it done. It's no need to wait. The time is now. So I'll just go ahead and share my screen.
All right. Let me get out of the way.
Okay. And get this party started. Let's see. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, there's so many different ways that you can budget. My favorite is calendar-based budgeting. The reason why I truly enjoy calendar-based budgeting is because you don't spend money every day, but you can kind of keep track of the things that you're doing by looking at, your daily spending habits. And being able to track it on a weekly basis is important so that you can, again, know where your money's going at all times, and you can kind of pace yourself with the time your bills are due. So coming from a mindset of paying myself first when I get paid, and so on your calendar, you're listing your payday. So then also you want to put your bills on your calendar so that you're not late and affecting your credit. So again, I like calendar-based budgeting because I see it, I know I spent it, I know how my month can line up with my money. So that's just my favorite, and that's the one we're going to talk about tonight. You can do a cash-based budgeting, you can do an electronic budgeting, and you can do spreadsheets. So I do have all of those ways, and whichever one you prefer, we can definitely help you do that. Like I said, tonight's topic is going to be calendar-based, and then I'm going to show you an electronic system that I personally use along with my calendar, because it's just easier to know exactly what's coming from my bank account. So tonight, I do want us to participate, because your experience matters. It matters what you're going through so that we can cater to you. So unmute yourself, ask a question, answer. Of course, mute back, and this is a no judgment zone. We want to just it's all love here. We're here to uplift and experience one another and share our knowledge, because I'm not the only one that knows things. A lot of people know different things, and so we all want to contribute. So stewardship is very important because you're talking about managing your money. And when you manage it, you're able to reach your financial goals. Again, we talked about cash flow, but then also spending. You want to make sure that you're not overspending and living above your means, and creating healthy habits to be able to reach your goals. So we're going to talk about a little bit about relieving that stress that we put on ourselves when it's concerning money. We want to buy our kids things. Valentine's Day coming up, we want to splurge on our loved ones, but you can plan for Valentine's Day. And yes, you can start planning now for Christmas. You don't have to not have a good Christmas. You don't have to totally, don't give any gifts. Well, I can't afford it, I'm not going to give any gifts. No, it's about planning and taking care of it now so that you'll have it later. So I want to start, like I said, with goals and having a vivid vision. The word shalom in Hebrew means peace and wholeness, prosperity, wellness, and completeness. And so having that peace of God, having that knowing that I'm being a good manager of my money, when you take care of a little bit, he's going to give you more. He's able to bless you because you're managing your money appropriately. Habakkuk 2:22, write the vision, make it plain. And I like to say the word plain also, to take off and fly and be able to run with that vision that you have. And yes, I'm talking about money as well. What are your money goals? What are your money thoughts about it? And then also being about the business, not just talking about it, but being about it and being able to do the things that you want to do. So walking by faith, knowing that God has you. So I want to take a moment right now to envision, if you could have anything you want, what are some of the things that you would reach for? What is that? Some people say, well, I just want to be comfortable, or I want to be rich, or I want to be wealthy. What does that mean? Because wealthy to me may mean something completely different than wealthy to you. Wealthy to me may mean houses in different cities, being able to travel the world, but you might not want to travel. You just may want to have your big ranch. I have a friend of mine who just retired, and he was saying how he loves visiting his friend who has 200 acres in Georgia, and they hunt, they hang out, they fish. That's his dream retirement. That's him being wealthy, being able to spend time with his friend. And again, his friend's definition of wealth is having the land to be able to share with his friends. So you have to define what is wealthy to you, and write that down writing your vision and making it plain. So once you come up with what does that wealth mean to you, SMART goals say that you put a time on it. So we're going to look at this list and say, well, okay, yes, maybe that's pie in the sky later. That's a dream to be wealthy. But what you're doing right now builds to that later. Think about it. Are you different? Do you have more than what you had last year? You know, the definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same thing. So let's start being different. Let's go ahead and set some goals. Think about your values. What is important to you? Is it important to give more this year? Is it important to save more this year? What are your goals? So are you making a big purchase? Are you buying a car? Are you trying to, build for retirement, a new home, putting your kids through college? My son graduates this year. And so it's like, what are some things that are right now, short-term goals? What are some things that you're planning for in the long run? And then what are some things that are, 10 years from now? So think about those goals and write them down. What are you looking at? So then I want you to think about the power of one. You can't do all things all the time. So if your first step is to build your emergency fund, let's focus on your emergency fund. So what are some needs? Are you in a healthy place? You may be in a healthy place right now financially. So you just have to make sure that you are managing your money, like I said, in a safe way, that you divvy up your money and that you understand what does financial health look like for you. So why budget? I'm glad you asked. Budgeting is where you pay your bills on time, you avoid debt, you live within your means, and that you set a good example for your family and your children, and then you're actually keeping yourself accountable with the record keeping. So a budget or a spending plan is basically your accountability plan. What are some of my goals, and am I going to reach my goals by actually planning those steps out? So where are you right now? So right now, I do want you to go ahead and find your bank account information, so we can start writing down, pen, oh, you can't hear you, pen, writing down what income do you have coming in, and then we're going to look at what is going out. So some people don't like the word budget, so I've given you some other words. Maybe you want to call it a spending plan, savings plan, giving plan, financial roadmap. The point is, where are you now? And then we're going to figure out where you're trying to go. So like I said, there's different ways you can do it: an envelope, cash system, a spreadsheet, a mobile app. And I'm going to give you the calendar today, and then the mobile app, I'll show you what app that I use. Oh my gosh, I love this app because it is so helpful. But it gives you that freeing of knowing, like I said, where your money is going, knowing that you're reaching your financial goals. So again, like I said, SMART goals. So what are you doing? You're going to write your goals, your vision. What does it look like this year to be 12 months from now? Where are you? Do you have your emergency plan set up? Do you have your investments set up? Have you started your retirement? Think about where you want to be in 12 months, and then you're going to walk backwards and set those steps up to do that. So we're going to identify where our income is coming from. Write that down. We're going to put our bills down, and then we're going to track it, and we're going to try to reach we're going to reach our first goal, and it's going to be timely. So how do you do SMART goals? Okay, so this is my calendar. You're going to put your goals on your calendar as far as what you're trying to reach and what you're trying to do. And then you're going to set, well, how much is that? How much does it cost? So now I just put that down here first. I don't really, anyway, that's something else. But anyway, so you're going to start, when are you going to start your process? How long is it going to take? And how much money are you going to put towards that goal? So this really isn't a SMART goal. Sorry, guys. The purse is not, okay, I'm sorry. No judgment. I'm not going to purchase a purse. But right now, whatever your goal is, so be specific. Is it a rainy day fund? Is it an emergency fund? Are you trying to save for retirement? What is your goal, your actual goal? So you may or may not have a calendar right now, but definitely write your goal down, specifically what it is you're trying to do. Save for college, whatever it is. Measurable, meaning put an actual amount. Don't say, well, I want to buy a pair of shoes. No, get real specific in detailed. I want to buy some Cole Huns that cost $200 and it's going to take me 2 months to save up for that. Whatever it is. Adaptable means that you're going to be able to change it depending on, what the goals. Maybe you want to buy them on sale, so it can change, but you want to be specific first. Realistic. Now, if you're trying to purchase a home and you don't qualify for a $400,000 house, then that's not realistic. You don't qualify that, with the mortgage company. So we have to figure out what is actually realistic and in time frame. Are you trying to purchase your house this summer? Are you trying to purchase, and you're saving up for your down payment? I want to purchase my house in December. Timely. Time bound means when are you going to achieve your goals? So these are SMART goals. This is how you set it up and you put it on your calendar. And it's your choice. Guys, this is something you are doing every day. You're making a conscious choice to make sure that you're doing all the things that you need to do to reach your goal. So maybe I won't stop at Starbucks every day. Maybe I'll stop at Starbucks once a week. So yeah, live and enjoy today, but make sure you're paying yourself first and saving for tomorrow. Of course, giving, if you tithe, definitely giving that to God as well. So whatever you're doing, be purposeful and mindful, and it is a daily press, a daily choice. So another thing I want to talk about is automation. Some things you don't have to think about. If you know you get paid every 2 weeks, there's no need to think about that. That should be a direct deposit if you have a job. If you don't, if you are an entrepreneur, women in business, then you should have some kind of way of knowing how much money and projecting how you get paid and when you get paid, and having some way of automating your bills. And you want to line those things up. So if I get paid, on the first Thursday and the last Thursday, whatever it is, I want to line my bills up, not to be on the first because I don't get paid on the first. I get paid on the 5th. So I want to line my bills up. But you can call your companies and change the date in which you pay. So you definitely want to think about how do you line it up. And that's why I like calendar-based budgeting, because I can just see my money at a glance and know where everything is going. So again, identify where your money's coming from, your income. So like I said, right now, if you have, you're on the computer, if you can log in, or if you already know, what you get paid and your income, I want you to be specific, because sometimes that, $1,500 is not $1,500, it's $1,530.05. Whatever it is, you want to be specific so that you can know where every penny is going. Once you figure out how much money is coming in, then you also want to figure out, okay, where is my money going? So you want to track your behavior. Now, guys, until my family told me, and I'm probably sharing too much TMI, I didn't know that I had mood swings during the month. I honestly didn't know. I just thought I was being me. But they was like, no, you get kind of cranky. Point. How does it deal with money? Sometimes, guys, when we are emotional, we're actually spending money that we may not need to spend just because we're having a bad day. We want to go and get, the comfort food or a donut or whatever it is. We actually may end up spending money that we don't need to spend because of our emotions. So tracking your behavior, tracking how you feel about money can kind of shed a light on what happens to your money. Sometimes we're spending out of emotion instead of need necessary and align to our goals. So you do need a day where you do look over your money, whether it's monthly or weekly. You do need to tally up where you are to make sure you're on track. It's kind of like, again, keeping score in a game. How do you know you're winning if you're not keeping score? So you definitely want to keep score of your spending. My suggestion is weekly. However, you can kind of keep score every time you get paid. So when you get paid, make sure, again, bills are paid on time, things are taken care of, and you're saving, paying God, paying yourself, and the rest is what you have to work with. Now, some expenses are fixed, meaning that your mortgage doesn't change every month, but some are flexible, meaning if you're not on like one of those plans with your electric company where it stays the same every month, it may fluctuate. And so as much as possible, you want to do things to help your bills not fluctuate. But if they are fluctuating, be aware of which ones. And then some come occasionally, like some people may not pay their car insurance on a monthly basis. Sometimes people may pay their car insurance quarterly or yearly. So figure out where everything is and write that down on your calendar. So fixed expenses, like I said, may be rent, it may be your credit card bill, like that doesn't change. You pay, if you're paying the minimum balance, whatever it is. And then some things are flexible, like how much food, are you gonna get your hair done this month, or week, whatever, however often you get your hair done. But in that, you want to think about, again, how can I save per check? How can I start creating my emergency fund? If that's now, how much do I have left over? So like I said, income minus expenses, what you have left over is what you have to save and put towards a place to where it's benefiting you. So I would normally stop and ask questions, but I think we're going to just continue on and then we'll do the questions at the end. But here's an example of a calendar where, your rent may be due the first of the month, your utilities are due that second week, the phone is due. So you just lay everything out. Maybe every Saturday, y'all go grocery shopping. You can put your list right there on your calendar. But you can clearly see where your money is going. I think the biggest mistake that people do is they look up and their whole check is gone, or their check is gone before they get paid. Like, and I'm not laughing. I'm saying from experience, living check to check is just not fun. And so until you get organized, until you on purpose deal with your money, it's going to continue to be the same. And again, that's the definition. I'm not going to go there, but you want to make changes this year. And the way you make changes is to take action. So, using the calendar, matching up the timing of your income with the timing of your expenses will help you so much, because I think the most frustrating thing is to have a bill due and you can't pay it because you don't get paid into the next week. And so when you match it up, yeah, your money may be gone, but at least you have the money to pay it and you're not getting in debt, always playing the catch-up game. So ways to increase your income. And we're going to go more in detail next week. We'll talk about debt and cash flow. But you may want to consider, just for the time being and not forever, you may want to think about getting a second job. You may want to think about finding a better job. You may want to think about renting your house out, Airbnb on the weekends. I don't know. We're going to brainstorm next week. But if you truly don't make enough income, we need to deal with it. Some people have side gigs. Some people have 2 or 3 businesses. It has to be dealt with. If you truly don't make enough, let's figure it out. And let's figure it out together. Increasing your income through taxes. Candy can definitely help you with this information. Are you doing your taxes right? Are you filing right? Are you not withholding the correct income on your job? What are some of the things that you can tweak without getting a second job? Some things you can do to increase your income. Dun, 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 dun. This is why people don't like budgets. Decreasing your expenses. Do you really need Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max, cable, you Netflix? You need all of them? Okay, we all do need stars. I'm not complaining about stars. Okay, never mind. Anyway, but figure out what it is you do want to decrease and change or eliminate. Guys, I do not like doing my hair. I know my hair is like maintenance free. I have locks. However, you do want to maintain them. So the question is, do I maintain them in between the times I go to a loctician? You just consider, what can you do? Can you do your own nails one week, get your nails done the next week? Like, what are some of the things that you can figure out to do yourself? Where are the leaks, guys? Can you use coupons? Think about things ahead of time, because you can't go to the grocery store hungry. It doesn't end well. It doesn't end well. What about, can you think about where are some of the leaks by percentages? So what you do is you look at how much it is, and then you divide it by your total income. And that's how you get these percentages. Some of you may not have childcare anymore. No childcare. But anyway,
I had to unmute myself on that one. Whoop, whoop.
So you have to figure out, where are the leaks? Are you actually spending too much on transportation? Do you need to downsize your vehicle because it is too expensive? Or do you need to change your credit score and refinance your home, refinance your vehicle? Figuring out what it is. And like I said, savings, contributing, giving to God, doing stuff in the community, if that's important to you, if those are your values, then this is a giving plan, and you need to figure out how to increase that amount of giving. So again, like I said, you take your total income and you divide it by how much you're spending, and that gives you your percentage. So this person actually is spending on the high end for housing, almost 40% for housing, when it can be as low as 30%. So just look at, where are some of the things that you can kind of change to fit and do something different. And once again, I do like Starbucks, guys, but I had to come to the conclusion that $5 a cup every day is just not wise. It's not. So how much can you save just by, again, changing a few habits, doing some things differently, maybe eating lunch, like taking your lunch most days and then eating out once a week? It can really add up. It can really add up. $200 may not seem like a lot, but when you start putting it towards your emergency fund, it does add up in the long run. And again, depending on what it is, it can really, really add up and change things. So we're at the end of the thought process behind a budget. I do want to share with you my favorite, which is mint.com. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but mint.com is an online resource that you can connect your actual bank accounts to. And it is a bank secured website, but guys, it is so amazing. I was just saying doing it on your calendar, but because it's linked to your bank account, you can add categories to the things that you're doing, and it gives you a pie chart for you. Like it shows you, like it kind of does your budget for you. It shows you where you're spending, and then you can kind of change and tweak as you go. But it gives you your credit score. It's an app. So mint.com, you can have it on your phone. It's no need for multiple apps, as it says. You can track where your money is going. So this is kind of like an online budget. Again, that's linked directly to your bank account. It can also link to your investments. The only caution I would give is that it does have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of advertisement. So don't necessarily click on everything and buy this and buy that, but definitely you can use it as an online budget. It syncs with your bank account. It gives you your credit score. It's like, it really is a good bill tracker tool, mint.com. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you guys. And back to you, Candy. I can't hear you.
All right, so thank you, Leah, for sharing. And those of you that are on Zoom, don't click off. We're gonna stop the sharing in just a second, and we're going to pause the recording so that we can get some open dialogue with those of us that are on Zoom. So I want to encourage you, everyone that's out there, ladies, that go to the website, aklegacyfoundation.org/W-N-B, as you see here on the screen, and register for the next 3 sessions. This series is going to get you from where you are to where you want to be, whether you have a lot of money, no money, you are challenging your credit, you have great credit. If you got a 300 score or 850 score, it doesn't matter. You want to get connected with some updated information, look at a different perspective when it comes to budgeting, comes to investing and saving, and it's just a good refresher. You know, sometimes we get so robotic about things, we forget to refresh. And so make sure you go and register, because you will have to register. We will not live stream the next 3 sessions. They will be held privately on Zoom, so you must register. And so I wanted to, before we pause it, so for those of you on Zoom, just hang on, but I do want to put the end in here so that we can end the live stream. Make sure you go to the website. We want to thank Ms. Leah Hall with RiseNShine. If you're looking to do any investing, definitely reach out to her. She is definitely the person that you want to take a look at your portfolio. Make sure that you're having good decisions, and you know, when you're educated on your choices, you make a better decision. Everyone knows that that's our motto for the AK Legacy Foundation. We do believe in educating our communities through financial literacy and paying it forward. So if nothing else, guys, like, share, put some comments in this live stream. What we're doing is building our platform so that we can share this information. This did not cost anybody anything except some time. And so we want to make sure that you all are getting the information and that you're sharing it. As Leah mentioned earlier, this is Black History Month. So I'm not even going to go into that. Y'all know what I mean when I say share the information. So make sure that you share the information. We got someone else. So I want to make sure that if you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you're watching the replay, I will go back periodically and check the chat, check the thread. So if you have a question, please put it in there. But go to the website, go to our Women in Business tab, go to our event tab. So it's in both places. Make sure you register. You don't want to miss the upcoming series. So at this time, we're gonna get with those that are on Zoom. We got a couple people that are joining us on Zoom. So we're gonna end the live stream and the recording so that we can focus our attention to those that are in the group on Zoom. Ms. Leah, any final words before we cut the recordings?
Yes, homework for everyone is to go to annualcreditreport.com and pull your credit. Is for free once a year. So you want to do that for at least one of the credit bureaus. And what you do is it's credit game. We're gonna learn about the credit game next week.
Yeah.
But you're gonna pull one credit report, and it's not your score. Like I said, if you sign up for Mint, you'll actually get your score. But you want to get your credit report so that we can read it. Then in 6 months, after we do some things too, if you're trying to fix your credit, after 6 months, you'll pull your from the second bureau. Then 3 months later, you can pull it from the last bureau. So it's three major credit bureaus. Pull just one credit report. They're most of them have about the same thing on it. But we're gonna look at how do you read a credit report. And then again, if you have access like through a credit card, some credit cards like Citibank, I think they also give you your credit score as part of the service for their card. So you know your score. But we're going to figure out why does it look like that? Why does your score look crazy? And is there something that we can do about it? So that's your homework. We're going to talk about credit, debt, and cash flow. Woo! Cash flow. We're going to figure out how to increase our cash flow next week. So thank you so much for inviting me, Candy. And I am so excited about next week. Thank you so much for inviting me, Candy. And I am so excited about
All right. So I'm going to stop the recording here. And y'all hang on Zoom. Thank you. So I don't know, I had a little double, it was playing double at the end for some reason. I don't know, me pressing button. I am not, well, I'm not gonna say what I'm not. I am working on my technology skills. But I'm not sure, but I had them on. So anyway, let me unmute everybody in case anybody have any questions. Hold on, let's see. All right. All right, you all are able to unmute yourself. Leah, I think you gotta unmute yourself again too. So if anyone have any questions, let me make sure the record, hold on, let me make sure the recording is stopped. Hold on.